After some long deliberation, I bought a 3DR Solo. I'm just kidding. We've got the Phantom 4 Pro. How awesome is that? The Mavic is history. On to the next step. Now, the reason why I got rid of the Mavic was because I was still able to sell it for exactly what I paid for it. Alright. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Chad. Big shout out to my 1,700 subscribers and the 5% of you that come back and watch my videos on a regular basis. Thank you for contributing to my once a year check from Google so I can buy some beer money or buy useless drone parts. It's awesome. So if you like the video, subscribe, never watch another video again. That would be great. You might notice that I'm acting a little different and not being as polished and everything. I'm just kind of being a little bit more real because I don't have a sexy British accent. I don't dress up in long coats when I'm outside filming in beautiful shots. It's just me. So if you like what you see, stick around. I got a lot more videos coming. This here is brought to you by my sponsors at PayPal. Those would be the people that just bought a bunch of stuff off of me that's 3 months old and at about 40 to 50% of the original cost that I paid for it, because this stuff has absolutely no value at all. And this one here will go away in 6 months again too, probably, maybe less, and it'll probably be at 40-50% off, so keep your eye out for it. Anyway, got this Phantom 4 bundle off of Amazon from some beach people or something like that. It was like $1,600, no tax, which is cool. Came with an extra low capacity battery, which is dead, so you know, you gotta love that. So anyway, they're supposed to be sending me another one. Oh yeah, it also came with prop guards, which are just awesome. I always fly with prop guards. And especially this leash that it comes with, in case your drone gets too far away from you. You can pull it back in. Jeez, put those in the trash. Oh yeah, and a multi-charging hub from somebody, which may or may not burn your house down. So that's a good deal. Lesson learned. Go buy it somewhere where you can, I don't know, go to Best Buy and buy it somewhere like that. Pay the taxes, because you just end up getting a bunch of bullshit for your money. So anyway, and also don't forget the big pipeline case here, straight from Shenzhen. Yeah, it definitely was made in Shenzhen. It smells like the same place that, I don't know, maybe some of my Free Sky Tirana stuff came from. So, that should work out good. I'm really kind of glad to be back to this kind of form factor. I love the Mavic. The technology was great. I flew the crap out of the thing in the middle of the winter. I was one of the first people to get one, so I consider myself pretty lucky. But I was really more impressed with the stuff I got out of my Phantom 3 Pro. You know, I'm not a professional videographer or nothing like that. I'm just some dude wasting money, and I had more fun with it just because it was less hassle and I got better video and pictures out of it. Now when it comes to technology and stability and everything like that, the Mavic wins hands down. I mean, the Mavic was great. So if you have a Phantom 3 Pro now, which I've seen a lot of people still talking about what they want to do to upgrade, things I can tell you about: the batteries obviously last a lot longer. The props are made now out of a different material, and they really have a really shiny, slick surface to them. You can't balance them with a Dubro pallet balancer like I used to, so that kind of sucks. I'm going to have to look into that. The bodies don't crack, which is nice. This body is definitely made out of a nicer molded plastic. It feels like it's tougher, but at the same time, it's still going to take a shit and crash into pieces when you wreck. Got a lot more lights on the thing. Of course, you know, we got all the sensors and all that stuff like that, which I turn half of those off anyway, because sometimes they're more trouble than it's worth. There's nothing worse than having your aircraft stuck in the middle of the air because it has a tree in front of it at 400 feet, which did happen with my Mavic once. Got the 1-inch camera sensor, all that good stuff. Higher capacity batteries. Pretty pumped to try the thing out. So my biggest hope is that I didn't get a lemon. A lot of people have been saying that DJI's quality control issues have been kind of shoddy lately. Gimbal shaking. I did hear some screeching on my gimbal whenever I was uploading the firmware, so hopefully that doesn't mean anything. I've seen a lot of jello in videos and people complaining about distance issues, but evidently there's different workarounds when it comes to... There, is that better? More light. When it comes to, yeah, jello, yeah, you know what I was gonna say. So I got everything updated, but the newest firmware. Cats love these freaking tripods. Come on, man. You don't have to put your scent on everything. Anyway, so gonna go out, fly it. The weather's horrible, but this is pretty much the same weather that I flew my Mavic in most of the time, so I'm interested in grabbing some footage and seeing exactly what it looks like. I've seen that they finally have added an automatic focus, constant type of deal, which isn't an infinity, but really when you're dealing with a camera that has aperture, shutter, and ISO priority, you know, you just got to have a little bit more focus control than the infinity things. You know, that way you can just get cool shots, create depth of field, and all that kind of stuff. You know, all that stuff that I read about that I really have no idea about. Well, whatever. We'll try it out, see how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is take it outside, fly it, and we'll see if it's a lemon or not. We'll see if we get how stable it is, see if I get any video shakes, whatever. And we'll come back and talk about it. See you in a minute. Well, so no matter how much you joke around, there's always a little bit of a pucker factor the first time you take one of these things into the air. So the firmware's all been updated. Compass has been calibrated, IMU's been calibrated, all that stuff. I've set my channel on 2.4 and on a fixed channel instead of auto. And I'm just gonna put it up, let it hover, see how it holds position compared to the Mavic and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna fly back to the corner of the field back there where I usually fly with the Mavic and see how the transmission and stuff goes. So I'll step out of the way and get the Mavic up in the Mavic. I'll step up out of the way and get the Phantom up in the air here, and you can take a look at it and we'll see how things go. I feel like I gotta pee. Well, it's definitely louder than the Mavic. Switching in the wind a lot. Losing altitude. Take it up a little bit. There it goes. We're turning back now. Alright, so that was so-so. The flight was pretty good. I needed to bring it back in and change a couple things. I looked at the video. The video looks awesome. I mean, the 4K 60 frame is just like, whoa, whole other world. Like, there is no comparison to that Phantom 3 or the Mavic. It just is freaking awesome. But I kept getting IMU errors. Sitting here on the bench, not even moving, I can see my gyro floating back and forth, and it'll go out of a good calibration to a bad calibration. So I wanted to make this a shorter video, but it looks like it's going to get a little longer, so I want to try to resolve this and let you guys know exactly what you might be in for. I never had any problems like that with my Mavic or my Phantom 3 Pro. Sitting on the bench when it's not moving, your gyro shouldn't move at all. Accelerometer shouldn't move at all. So always had 0.001 or 0.02. Never had anything above that unless it was almost getting time to calibrate it, which it wouldn't even tell me. I would just see it would be creeping up, so I'd calibrate it again. So anyway, I'm going to hook it up to the Assistant 2 and do the firmware upgrade that way. So I'm really stressed out. I've played the firmware game and everything. See how those numbers are just moving around? It's sitting still on the bench. The gyro shouldn't be moving at all. If I kind of pick it up and move it myself, but then just kind of let it go, well, sometimes it settles down and sometimes it doesn't. So I guess the proof is in the pudding, and the video looks great. I don't really know what to do. I've tried updating and downgrading in the firmware and everything like that, and doing gimbal calibrations and IMU calibrations, and what happens is if you let it sit there for about 45 seconds to a minute, everything just kind of calms down and goes to zero. So initially with my Mavic and my Phantom 3 Pro, you would always get that gimbal IMU error when it would turn on because it was firing up and warming up and stuff. But then it would go away basically instantly. This one takes a little bit longer for that to happen. So I'm just going to cut it here, and you guys take it easy and come back to the channel and we'll keep you updated. See ya.